I have a MacBook Pro. This is a 13 inches. Model number is A2338. That's the M series. It's your M1. The description is no power, so we were told that the client was using the device and it just died. So we're not sure exactly what's going on inside. Um, the M series, especially the M1s and the M2s, there's not enough data yet for the commonly failed regions or parts on the machine. So oftentimes we just have to build along as we are completely uh, not sure of what we are going to find inside. So but one thing with the M1's pros as well as the Airs, it's the failure or you would usually find a short on your PP3V3 AON. So it's a 3.8 volt. It's basically a replacement for your PP3V42 underscore G3 hot. And then in this case, it becomes AON, which is always present. So the board number for this is going to be 820-02020. 80-02020, that guy. Okay, so this is the board number, and the 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 rail that I'm talking about is this guy here. So it's 3.8 volt, and that's called AON. So that it's a rail that you want to look out for on the 13 inches Pro, as well as the Pro, as well as the MacBook Airs. Okay, that said, let's take the board out to get to understand. And then, by the way, so sometimes you have a situation where you have feedback on your track, right? And then, if that is the case, usually we would not go ahead to remove the board. We would obviously want to see if the device itself is stuck on recovery. But in this case, this is a situation of there's no trackpad feedback. Even when we try to power on the machine, we are not going to connect power to it. Although the chances of having a short on PV buses on the M1s, especially if it's not liquid damage, is it's very slim. But then, not to take chances, it's better to just be consistent on the repair process, the repair as well as the assessment and the troubleshooting process. So let's take the board out without having to connect power to it. And by the way, nine out of most of the jobs that come in, they are jobs that go to companies. The companies, they have their own assessment team. They do their assessment before the jobs come to us. So they are what some of the preliminary, like connecting charger and all of that, and ensuring that indeed the device is in no power. That has been done by the company. So when it comes here, it is exactly what it is. So because we rarely get direct walk-ins, so just a little bit of a background. Okay, so first and first, let's take out the back cover. If this is the first time you're doing this, you want to be aware of the screws, how they are not the same. So on this one, you have three set of screws. So the two in the middle will be of the same size. This and that, they will be the smallest in size. This and this will follow in terms of length, and then this will be the longest of the three sets. So you have two same here, and then in terms of length, followed by this, which will be there, and then the smallest of size will be in the middle. Okay, so um, it looks clean inside, which is good. And you see, this the screw here is missing, so it's definitely been there's been an attempt on that. Okay, so First thing we're going to do is we are going to disconnect the battery. Aha. So now and another thing is on the 13 inches as well as on the MacBook Pros M1s, one of the commonest, although like I said, we don't have enough data as yet because the machine is still relatively new. However, there's been like a bit of a data or a bit of a build up that we starting to see on this line on the 80-0202, which is the M1s. It's a short on your 5-volt line. This guy here. So you get a short on UC the output of UC300. So that is one issue that you will have. Now, the way that will work is this. So without UC300, without a short on that line, because it's a 5-volt line, the device is going to power on, but then what you will have is you will not have backlight on your screen, but the device will power on. So you can once you are able to address, once the short is no longer on the board will start, but the board is not going to fully, because the 5-volt, that is the output of 5-volt from UC300 also goes to power part of your screen. You see there, that's the 5-volt there, and the output of that's one 5-volt there, which powers the UP700. And UP700 is going to do what is, you have a EDP underscore BLC underscore 5-volt underscore EN. And yeah, and then you see that's going to be your 5-volt for LCD. So you have that, the 5-volt is required to power your LCD. So so if you have a short on UC300, the device itself might not start at all. But then when you address the short in the state whereby there's no longer short on the board, however, you are not producing 5-volt on the line. So it's two things. Number one is you have a short. Short is not present, board is going to start. But then you need to now address the issue by making sure now you have 5-volt on that line. If you don't address the issue, the board is going to start after you address the issue of the short. But what you will not have is all of the rails that are powered by LC320. It's not going to be powered. Part of that rail is your screen, which the device will power on, but you have no backlight on your screen. Okay, so that's that. So first thing we want to do is we want to disconnect power from the board. This also follows the same lines of the two battery system. The dual battery management, where you have a cable as well as a main a battery power line from the board to the from the main board to the battery board, and then you have a cable that runs from the battery board to the main board. Okay, with that disconnected, the first thing we want to do is we want to see if we have a short on our 5-volt line there. Let's just confirm. Okay, our multimeter is on. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to see if I have a short there, so we can place our black probe here and then our red probe. No, I'm not making proper contact. Just gonna try that again. Try the other side. Okay, we don't have a short, and then our PP bus. We don't have a short, and then that. We don't have a short. Let's see. Can we figure out if is there any way we can measure for our 3.3 3.8 AON anything? Okay, we can measure. Yeah, we can use this resistor here. So okay, it's not populated, but we have a pad we can use. So let's see. Okay, no, we don't have a short there. Okay, that's fine. We don't have a short. The next thing we're going to do, yeah. So the next thing we are going to do is to, yeah, the next thing we are going to do is to connect power to, because I mean we can see that we don't have a voltage, we don't have a short on the board, so which is safe for us to now connect power to it. Okay. So 12 point, so PP bus, and this is going to be 12.0, and that's when the device is actually that is when we are getting 20 volt on your PPDC in. But if you get 5 volt in the PPDC in, you will be getting 12.3 instead of 12.0. So let's see what it is that we have on PP bus. Now its charger is connected. It just confirmed that charger is coming. It's not okay. So charger is connected. Uh, our left probe is going to be on ground. Now we are using we are measuring for voltage, not we're not measuring we are not measuring for short anymore. So our black probe is on ground, and then our red probe, we want to see what we have on our PP bus. 12.1. Let's put this here. Okay. Okay, so if the board was starting, we should have. Okay, so that's a lot of dancing around. Okay, so instead of having to try the second port, rather let's take the board out to get an idea what's happening. So we don't want to try blindly because we are not sure what's happening on the board. So let us. Okay, let's take the board out. Yeah, so some of the schools are halfway in, which is very typical because there's been an attempted repair on it. So most of these devices, like I said, the companies they have. You see how that also that's not, yeah, that is skewed. So the companies they have their own repair team. So the repair team they try to do the repair, and should they fail, only then will it come true. Okay, need a 3.0, 3.5, 3.4.0. Do you have 3.0 by you? Yes. Where is it? Okay, now the screws are out. The next thing is to take out, is to disconnect the cables. Okay, all of the cables are out. Okay, so let's have a look around, see if anything stands out. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to measure around the CD3217 to see if anything is going to stand out there. And then we want to check this section here. So I think I see the problem already. No? Nah, that's not it. Okay, it just looks like it, but that's not it. I thought that was a bunch mark on the cap, but No, that's not a bunch mark. So we're going to check this region here, and then we're going to check this region. So probably we just start from here first. So because there you have, okay, so this cap here, at first it looks like it is an issue, but I think it is actually an issue because it looks very different. Yeah, that cap looks, yeah, that cap doesn't look good. Yeah, so that should be our problem. So what you want to do, especially if you have a clean board like this one, you really want to check out for short around this region here. This one, I mean, this board that we have, our problem is definitely this guy. So we are gonna see what that is. Let's flip the board to the other side. So well, it's the cap is okay. So one of the three. So this guy here, yeah, the 2.5 volt for NAND. So that doesn't look good. So let us see what we have on that line. A black probe on ground and another red probe. Yeah, see that's our problem. See, that's our problem. We have a short on that line, and it's because of this cap here. So what you want to do, especially on boards that, especially on the M series, like you want to really look, because if you look at the capacitors, that one is a little discolored. And you see the color of that, it's just a little different from the first time I saw it. I mean, I saw something on top of it, and I said, yeah, that's our problem. But then I thought, okay, maybe it was just a stain. But then when I looked further and then I looked at the side as well, I saw that no, the cap itself, oh, see that, like it's so bad that I didn't even apply any type of pressure, and then it just, yeah, so that is our guy. And if you check now, you should have no short on that line. See, the short is gone. And yeah, so what was happening was your PPD Saint voltage was trying to, and then the interesting thing about the M series, it can be very funny, especially say that again. Yeah, so because so you have two sides. That is the main. The other side is ground. So that's standard. I mean, because being a cap, so this is the main line. See where it says PP2 V5 underscore awake underscore NAND. So that is a 2.5 volt line. However, the other one is ground. So this is supposed to beep, but this is not supposed to beep. So when that beeps, it means that that line it's connected to ground. So when it's connected to the ground, that is what we refer to as a short to ground. So we are just going to replace that one cap, and yeah, and we should have a fully functioning device. Right now the device, the board should be working now, but uh, we are still going to, so with or without the cap, that cap, the device is going to work, but we are going to replace the cap. So I'm just going to show you guys that the device should be working now. So you see how we were getting funny numbers so it was almost as though it was fluctuating. Right now, we are going to get something different. That is, I mean, if we don't have a secondary issue. So we have a black group on ground for PP bus. So we are expecting to have 12.0, which will mean that the device is yeah, so while in that, and then you see now it's stable compared to what it was doing. So it was going up and down, and definitely that would not cause the device to start. Okay, so that's beautiful. That's all we need to do on this board. So what we are now going to quickly do is to replace that cap, and then we can finalize the repair. Just going to get another board for replacement. Okay, that's all that we are going to need on this board. Let's put the board in the shell. Going to connect the cables first. Where is it? Hmm? Which one is that? Which other one? Which one did he collect? They will scream at him, it's fine when he gets back. I don't know why they didn't tell him that he has something to collect, so. The ideal thing for me to do would be for me to connect only the cables for testing purposes only, but I'm kind of hoping that that's the only repair required on this board. So, hence I'm closing up all the cables. Okay, and let's put the battery screw, even though we don't need the battery screw to perform the test. I'm kind of hopeful that it's okay. It's beautiful. That's not a problem. The most important thing is getting the device to start. The rest is going to be handled by the company. So, okay, so that's it. You guys saw that the device starts. We are now going to put the device back together. Sometimes you find the board not being properly aligned alongside the screw hole, so you want to loosen up some of the screws that you've already put in place in order to align the board. Mm. You see, by the way, those two screws are not the same, hey? You see the way they look? Especially the ones that go on. So they are not the same compared to the regular ones. So those are the regular ball screws, and this are the ones that will go over the audio board cable here. So this two here, one is gonna go here, and then the other one will go onto the antenna. So not to make the mistake of having to use those on different section of the board. Mm. 3.0. That was missing, so you can get one for them, even though it didn't come with it. So the same screw size that goes here is what will go there. Mm, okay, this might take us so much time to find. Yeah, it's gonna take us too much time to find. Okay, just so that the screw don't come goes onto the board. Okay, please remember to snap them in place. Remember how these are supposed to be positioned here. The two longest ones over here. The ones close to them in terms of length will be two. One here, and the other one will be there, while the smallest two will be in the middle. Okay, that's the end of the repair. Just test to be sure that the machine still power is on. There you go. So I guess they just need to reinstall the operating system. Let's try one more time. Okay, so you'll have to reinstall the operating system. Okay, for this repair, we only needed to replace a C7764, which was shorting at the 2.5 volt rail to ground. With that replaced, with that out of the circuitry, the board itself came on. I mean, the board was issue was addressed. So I say that cap, the board will work with or without that cap, but we had to replace the cap anyway. Okay, thank you guys. I will see you guys in the next one.